This is just a reminder. I've made a video about this in the past, but I just want to keep you guys up to date in case some of you forgot. But right now would absolutely be a good time to purchase full self-driving, especially if you were thinking about it or on the fence about it and you weren't quite sure if you wanted to make the jump, because it is quite expensive still. So right now, if you order a Tesla, it's $7,000 at checkout. And by the way, even if you custom order a Tesla and include it at $7,000, that price should stay the same even if the delivery isn't going to be for another couple of months. However, if you do not order a Tesla or if you do not buy full self-driving today or tomorrow, according to Elon, full self-driving is going up another $1,000 on July 1st, making it by far probably one of the most expensive software packages for a vehicle or ever out there. $8,000 for a few lines of code that allow you to actually enjoy a bunch more features that are not included with standard Autopilot. So just as a reminder, when you buy full self-driving, you do get some features now aside from Autopilot, but most of what you're paying for is for future updates. Most of what you're getting is not being appreciated today, and I think that's why so many people have a hard time justifying FSD. But so you get navigate on Autopilot if you buy full self-driving, and that means that not only will the car stay in between the lines on the freeway, but now it will automatically change lanes to position you up with connecting freeways or take you off of the freeway, and that's obviously when you have to start controlling the wheel again. But it will automatically go around people that are driving slower or change lanes depending on the flow of traffic as well. This is probably one of the biggest features currently that full self-driving offers that a lot of people are into. But another one that's just rolling out that you should be aware of, because Tesla is just now acquiring this revenue, and I think it's part of the reason full self-driving is going up, because they tend to increase the price every time it gains another feature. But the biggest one that I think is pretty cool is now stoplight and stop sign detection, which if you watch channels like Dirty Tesla, you will see how much better it has gotten over the few updates, and it's really not even been out that long. It's only been a couple of months, but this is the genius of Autopilot and full self-driving. Tesla is able to collect this data from vehicles stopping at stop signs and stopping at stoplights, and previously it could only go through a green light if you confirmed it either by tapping the accelerator or pushing down on the stalk to confirm that the light is green to go. But now they've started rolling out the update where it will automatically go through a green light as long as there's a follow-up car in front of you. So they're still being cautious about this, obviously, because it's still in beta and they don't want to cause any accidents. But now when you're on Autopilot, you can go through a green light without having to touch anything, because the car is able to see that the light is green and it's able to see that the car in front of you is still going. So obviously, if there's no car in front of you and the light is green, the car won't keep going, but I'm sure that will come at a future time. The other big feature you get with full self-driving is Smart Summon, which means that you could be leaving a store, leaving the mall or something, open up the phone app and request that your car come and pick you up. And yes, it's very buggy right now. It's not working super reliably for many people if you go watch some demos of it, but it is of course getting better and better with time. They are using all of these Smart Summon sessions to improve the fleet, and I'm sure similar to how we're seeing Autopilot navigate on Autopilot, as well as the stop sign and stoplight detection, all of that has been improving a lot over the past few months. I'm sure Smart Summon will be getting better soon as well. And they also have features like Auto Park, which honestly are pretty buggy in their current state, but I'm sure in time they'll get better as well. But essentially the car will be able to see if there's a parking space when you're driving through a parking lot and automatically back into it for you, though all the demos of this have been pretty slow, pretty delayed. But like I said previously, full self-driving is mainly you paying for future updates. You are buying the promise that Tesla is offering that one day the car will be able to drive itself without any intervention at all. And of course, a lot of people have a hard time believing that. There are some circumstances and some roads I've been on where I too have a hard time believing we'll get to a point where the car can drive itself entirely. But I think a lot of the time what's more important is the goal of the company and the timelines they set for themselves, because it showcases how much they're willing to push themselves. And if you've been watching Tesla grow and improve their Autopilot and full self-driving software over time, you can see how much effort this software team is really putting into these cars. And yeah, there's a small sliver of me that believes that maybe we'll never get true full self-driving. But what I do know is that Tesla puts these really ambitious goals upon themselves, and the only reason they come forward with these deadlines and come forward with these timelines is so that we can keep them accountable. And if they're willing to do that, it means that even if we don't get true full self-driving in the next few years, we're still going to get some pretty amazing technology and pretty amazing advancements of the software in time. And buying full self-driving basically grants you access to making sure you're at the cutting edge, you're at the latest Tesla has available, and you want to make sure that you get those software updates as soon as they're ready. And yeah, there's some of you you that are saying, I don't want to buy full self-driving right now because the current features aren't really worth it, and maybe I'd consider it if it actually did drive itself and I could, you know, take a nap in the car or not touch the steering wheel at all or not even look at the road, which is fine. I totally get why some of you need to see it to believe it, and then maybe you'd be willing to pay for it. But just keep in mind that as more and more features roll out, and what's rumored to come out later this year is auto turning on city streets, once they start getting turning out, that's gonna jump up the price another $1,000. And once they start enabling reverse summon, when you can get out of the car, go into the store, and the car will go find a parking space for itself, that's gonna drive up the price another $1,000. And there's all kinds of tiny little features we don't even think about when it comes to driving our car that Tesla will eventually make more and more autonomous. And that, of course, is going to mean if you wait, you're gonna end up paying a lot more for it. And I'm sure there's tons of you that don't even want full self-driving. You have fun in driving the car yourself, which to those people I say, why are you watching a video about full self-driving? But just as a reminder, there will be an option to subscribe to full self-driving later this year. Elon has referenced it multiple times now, but he's also said anytime he referenced the subscription option that it will definitely not make more financial sense than paying for it outright. And in my opinion, what that means is that when you rent the software for a monthly cost, it'll probably be really expensive. It's going to be somewhere between $100 and $200 a month, and that subscription will not bring you anywhere close to ownership of full self-driving. So that means if you decide to rent FSD for, you know, a full couple of years, and then you decide to stop paying for it, you still have no ownership, and the total cost will still be well over $8,000. So that would probably discourage people from subscribing to it. But yes, for those of you who don't want to do the upfront cost, or maybe want to just experiment with the features for a while and see how you feel about them, there should be a subscription option dropping later this year. And also a little reminder is that Autopilot, for those of you who are driving Teslas that don't have those built in, current Teslas come with Autopilot standard. It's mainly a software feature, but those of you who can buy it through the app, it's discounted to $2,000 right now instead of $3,000 until July 1st. So some of you early Model 3 adopters got Teslas without Autopilot standard, but the hardware is there, so $2,000 you can activate that, and I think it's still really cool technology, and now's a great time to buy it because it's essentially on sale, and in the next couple days it's gonna jump up $1,000. So biggest perk to remember of full self-driving is that Tesla claims if you have this purchase, eventually you'll be able to opt your car into the robo-taxi fleet and it will make you money, which personally I think that is years and years away. But just knowing that option will be granted to you once it is possible if you've already purchased full self-driving means that at $7,000 theoretically could end up paying for itself in the future. But don't worry, I wouldn't blame you. If I had a Tesla, I wouldn't opt it into robo-taxi either. That's my car. I don't want strangers getting inside it. But let me know what you guys think of the full self-driving price increase by hitting me up over on Twitter. Join my Discord and we can chat more about it there. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have an excellent rest of your day. Take care.